Hello, this is Tate and Melissa with Black Bear Outdoors, blackbearoutdoors.net. Today we're going to be talking about how to fill a paintball CO2 tank. The first thing we need to do is make sure we've got our safety glasses on. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to check the date on the tank to see when it is ready, when it will expire. Now, tanks are good for 5 years past the date on the tank. This particular tank says 6 of 07. Which that means it is good for 5 years past that date. Of 06 of 12 is when it's going to expire. So we know that this tank is good. Now the next thing we're going to look at is how many ounces this tank is. It says 20 OZ, or 20 ounces, and they can be 4 to 24 ounces. So just make sure you're checking that. And then we are going to come down here on our tank. A lot of times it will say it right on the side of the tank, and this one does. It says 20 ounces. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to come up to our valve. We have our valve here. We're going to grab the tip of our valve and put it on our paintball tank. We've got our valve right here. We're going to put that on the tank. Okay, we're going to back it off once we've sunk it all the way down. Back it off just about a quarter of a turn. That way it doesn't seize the tank onto the valve. We're going to go ahead and put our gloves on. We have freeze gloves here because the tanks can get very cold. And we're just going to open the valve just a little bit. We're going to go down until you'll hear it. You'll hear the tank either air up or you'll feel a little tight spot in the tank. We don't want to over pressurize the valve. Okay, once we've got it like that, we're going to go ahead and open our blow-off valve, which is over here on the tank. We have these two red handles, and we're going to go ahead and open up the blow-off valve. If nothing comes out of the tank, we're going to go ahead and close that guy. We're going to pick our tank up, put it up on our gauge, our scale here, because we do everything by weight. We're going to turn the scale on. Okay, we're going to wait for it to zero out. We're going to go ahead and hit the 0 button. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and turn on our main valve on our tank, which is the big valve on the tank. Go ahead and open that up. Okay, and then we're going to let air in with our first valve on the gauge. Let me get over to show you where that is. Okay, we have our first, this is our blow-off valve. And then the valve behind that, closest to our biggest valve, is our actual main valve that lets air into the tank. So we're going to go ahead and open that guy up. We'll hear air entering the tank, and it will not register until about 4 ounces. There it goes. Now it's gone up. It's going to hit a point where it doesn't want to go any farther. This one about 10 ounces. Go ahead and turn it off. We're going to turn off our main valve, and then we are going to turn on our blow-off valve. Just to go ahead and let this go. Go ahead and let a little air out of the tank. We count to about 1,000. Do it again. 1,000. And then we're going to try to air up the tank one more time with our main valve. Go ahead and air up. Okay. Now we always want to underfill 1 ounce. So we're going to go ahead and we want to fill this. Now we have it written here on our wall. We want to fill a 12-ounce CO2 tank to 11 ounces per se. If it's a 20-ounce CO2 tank, since our system runs on a pound system, we're going to fill it to 1 pound 3 ounces for a 20-ounce tank, or 1 pound 7 ounces for a 24-ounce tank. So now we're at 1 pound 1 ounce. 1 pound 2 ounces, and she's just going to hit it just a couple more times. Okay, she's going to go ahead and burp it one last time, and she's going to try to get it up to that 1 pound 3 ounces, and she's just going to bump it up until it clicks over. There it goes, hit 3 ounces. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn the main valve off on our tank, the big dial valve here. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So she's tightening up now, or clockwise. She's going to come over to her tank. She's going to take it off the gauge, off the scale. She's going to loosen up the valve on top. That disconnects the tank from the system. She loosens that guy all the way up. And then what she's going to do is she's going to come over here and take the blow-off valve, open that all the way up, and hear the air gush out, and then stop. Now she can go ahead and loosen up the tank. And the tank's all done. And there you have how to fill a paintball CO2 tank from Blackbird Outdoors, blackbirdoutdoors.net. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at 916-652-2327.